Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Natalie and today we're doing my October TBR. I haven't done one of these in a couple of months and I honestly miss it so much. I love sitting here and picking out the books I'm gonna read for the month because even though I'm a mood reader, I like to have an agenda of some sort or some books that I can choose from. And I just recently fully stocked my TBR cart for the fall time, winter time, so I'm very excited that we have a lot of new books to choose from. So let's just get right on into it. I think I'm gonna choose 8 books. I have so many new ones I want to read this month, so it's going to be hard for me to choose from this TBR cart. So we're going to do 8 books. Let's start with our first card of the month, which is a highly anticipated book. Okay, I feel like a lot of these are highly anticipated for me just because I've been looking forward to reading a lot of them, but I do have one particular one in mind that I am so beyond excited about because I've heard incredible things, and that is, drumroll please, If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. I honestly feel like this is going to be the book of the fall. I've heard so many incredible things from people that have already read it, and we've just begun fall, so I'm so excited. It has such good ratings on Goodreads, and it's actually one of my in-person book club reads of the month, so I have to read it, but I'm not mad about it. This is definitely my most anticipated read for the fall. So this book follows Michelle, who has recently taken over her mom's dream bed and breakfast in Vermont, which that already sounds like the perfect cozy fall setting, but she's next door neighbors with Cliff, who happens to have everything figured out. He's basically this small town in Vermont's golden boy. Michelle, on the other hand, has nothing figured out, and she's recently gone through a divorce, but Cliff is inescapable. She's always running into him, always having small talk with him, and she believes they can be friends, but of course it doesn't end with friendship. I'm so excited about this cute little small town romance. It says, get comfy with this cozy slow burn romance set in the autumnal glow of 1997 small town Vermont. So I just feel like this is the book of the fall, and I'm so excited to get into it. The cover is so adorable, and I think I'm going to be obsessed with this book, so this is definitely going to be our first book for our October TBR. Okay, moving on to our second book of October, a book that ends in an even number of pages. Kind of my pick of what I'm interested in. I think I'm going to reach for The Academy actually first and check how many pages there are because I'm really intrigued to read this one. So let's see. This ends in page 413, so not an even number, so let's keep looking. Another one I'm really interested in reading is The Missing Half by Ashley Flowers. She's the host of Crime Junkie podcast. I used to listen to this podcast all the time, so I'm very interested to read her book. So let's see what this ends in. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is also an odd number. This ends in 257. So moving on again to the next. Let's look at The God of the Woods. I've had this one for a long time and I actually need to read it for a book club, and I'm very intrigued to pick it up. So let's see how long this book is. Ooh, okay, we have one. This book ends in page 476. The God of the Woods follows a summer camp, and one day they wake up and they look at the campers and realize that one of the campers is missing, and this camper is Barbara. And Barbara is very special to the camp because her family owns it and employs all the people, obviously, that are there. But this is not the first time that one of the Van Laar children have gone missing. Barbara's older brother actually disappeared 14 years ago and has never been found. This is the second Van Laar child that has gone missing, which is obviously doesn't seem like a coincidence to me. We'll see. This is a thriller mystery and I'm very excited to read it. I feel like it's the perfect cozy mystery to read this fall. The cover is literally giving fall, so I'm very excited. I've actually already started this and I'm about 14% in, I think, and it's so good so far. I am definitely hooked, so I'm very excited to continue this and finish it and see what happened to these Van Laar children. But book number 2 for October TBR is The God of the Woods. Moving on to book number 3 of October, we have a book you keep saying you'll read. This is a good card for me because I say a lot of the times that I'm going to read certain books and then I don't end up reading them. So let's see which book I've had on here for quite a long time. I keep forgetting to look at the bottom also. We have this bottom section, which I usually don't have, but I have so many fall books I need to read that we now have a bottom section. So let me look. The book I'm going to pull for this card is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I have said I was going to read this book for probably at least a year now, if not longer, and I haven't picked it up. I don't know why. I've only heard incredible things about this book and just this series in general. I'm not really sure like why I haven't reached for it when I've been mood reading and picking up books throughout the months, but I just haven't. So this is definitely the one we need to get to this month. It's the perfect month to get to it, so I don't really have an excuse this time. This story follows Elspeth, and one day she meets a mysterious highwayman on this forest road, and her life takes a drastic turn. So she basically joins this quest to cure Blunder of this dark magic infesting it and taking over, except the highwayman she meets actually is the king's nephew, who is captain of the most dangerous men in Blunder. So we're gonna see how this ends up. I've heard the most incredible things about this book, and I know so many people I personally know that love it. I just don't have an excuse this month to read it. You guys need to make sure I read this book. It's perfect for October, so I just have to read it. Okay? Make sure I read it. Moving on to book number 4, we have an author you've never read. This is one of my favorite cards to get because I love trying out authors I've never read. I love experiencing different authors' writing to see if I love them or not. So let's see which author I haven't read. I honestly have read a lot of the authors on here, but there are a lot that I haven't read. I'm gonna go with Go Hex Yourself by Jessica Clare. Obviously, the reason for this is because I feel like this is the book that has to be read in October. It's specifically designed. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but I feel like it's the best time to read it in October because it's based around like Halloween, witches, that kind of vibe. I feel like picking this book up in any other month just wouldn't be the same. So we have to add this one, and I've never read anything by Jessica Clare. So this book follows Reggie Johnson. She applies to work for her favorite card game, Spellcraft, and realizes when she gets the job that it's actually not that, and she's actually working for a real witch. This job has perks. It has a great room and board, good pay, all of those things, and she's apprenticing to be a powerful witch, but there's one problem, and that problem is Warlock Ben Magnus, who happens to be the nephew of her boss, who is very insufferable but also very handsome. But Reggie absolutely hates him, can't stand him, doesn't want to be around him. But when someone with a vendetta targets their household, she has to work with Ben to break this curse, and I think a little romance is going to come from this. So I'm excited to read this. I never really read like specifically Halloween books or witch books or anything like that, so I think this will be absolutely perfect for our October TBR, and obviously I've never read this author, so this is going to be book number 4 for October. Moving on to our 5th book for October TBR, we have a book by one of your favorite authors. So this kind of counters the last one. Obviously the last one being an author I haven't read, and this one being one of my favorite authors. For this one, I'm going to pick Riley Sager. I wouldn't say Riley Sager is like one of my top favorite authors, but I do really enjoy his books, and every time I read them, I end up liking them. So I really wanted to pick up Home Before Dark, and the last time I read a Riley Sager book was actually last October, so I feel like we need to pick one up again. So 25 years ago, Maggie Holt and her family moved to this Victorian estate in the Vermont woods called Bainbury Hall, and in the dead of the night they fled it. 3 weeks later, Maggie's dad actually wrote a nonfiction book about their experience called House of Horrors that kind of became viral. It touches on all the ghost happenings and crazy things that happened while they lived there, and it is now today, and Maggie is a restorer of old homes, and back in the day she was too young to remember anything that happened with her dad's book, so she doesn't really believe a word of it. But after her dad's passing, Maggie actually inherits Bainbury Hall and goes back to renovate the place to then sell it. But when Maggie goes back, she starts experiencing all these strange things that her dad then wrote about in this book, and obviously starts to believe them. I'm excited to throw this thriller in there. Again, haven't read a Riley Sager book in a long time, but I really do enjoy his writing. So this is going to be our 5th book for our October TBR. Okay, moving on to our 6th book, a book with a title you love. Let's see what we have. I guess it's kind of my pick. For this prompt, I'm going to choose People Watching. I like this title because it's short and intriguing, and you don't exactly know what the book's going to be about. It makes me want to read it. This book follows Prudence, and she has kind of found solace in her small town, her slow life of living. She works at her dad's gas station and actually takes care of her mom, who has early onset Alzheimer's disease. But as her mom's condition worsens and her father kind of fears for Prudence's future, her life's kind of slipping away right now. So in enters Milo. He's kind of someone who goes to the beat of his own drum. He has this beat up van, kind of a wanderer, but he meets Prudence and they have this connection. Milo does not want to settle down, but his brother's urgent need for help in Baysville has brought him there, and now his chemistry with with Prudence is kind of undeniable and he doesn't want to let that go. We will see if they take the leap together. I think the cover of this is so adorable and obviously is the perfect fall vibe. So I really wanted to add this to my October TBR, and let me know if you guys have read this. I've seen a few people read it lately. I've seen mixed reviews, but I still think it'll be a perfect fall romance. So I'm excited to read this one for October. 2 books left. Let's move on to our 7th book for our October TBR. A book with a Goodreads rating of above 4 stars. I don't know about you guys, but I am so bad. Whenever I'm like browsing in the bookstore and I find a book that I potentially might like, I go straight to Goodreads or Fable and look at the rating of it, which I know is so bad because a book could be rated poorly, but I could still love it. I don't know. It's just something I do. Let me know if you guys do that or not. I need to stop that. But this is a fun prompt for me, so let me grab my phone. I just looked at a few different ratings for books that I'm interested in, and The Spell Shop is one of the ones I looked up that has a rating over 4 stars. It's at 4.03, so we're right on the threshold, but I'm excited because I have been wanting to read this, and my friend Faith really loves this book, so I just need to pick it up. This book follows Keela, I think her name's pronounced Keela, and her assistant Kaz, who is a magical spider plant, and their job is to preserve the magic for the city's precious spell books. But when a revolution begins and the library actually goes up in flames, they take everything that they can preserve and take with them, and they head back to Keela's or Kyla's childhood home. Keela or Kyla is obviously in need of income, so she identifies something that the town doesn't have, which is a bakery, and starts her own. So with the help of an old recipe book and some illegal magic, she makes this garden covered in ripe berries and opens the island's first ever and much needed secret spell shop. I'm excited to read this. I think it's going to be super cozy, super fun, and just the perfect book for October. The cover is so stinking cute, and I've had my eye on this book for a while, but have never picked it up, so this is the perfect month to do so. Okay, let's move on to our very last book for our October TBR, which is a book that ends in an odd number of pages. So we already had even number, and there were a couple books that I grabbed earlier that I wanted to read that did not end in an even number. So now they of course end in an odd number, so we can grab them. Let's see what we have. I'm gonna grab The Academy for this because ever since I heard about it, I've really wanted to pick it up. Again, it's giving all the fall vibes, so I think it'll be perfect for October. So it is move-in day at Tiffin Academy, and among the chaos and everyone meeting up with their friends, the school is actually ranked the #2 boarding school in the country, which kind of comes as a surprise and kind of doesn't. This school is definitely more of like a party school than an academic school, so that's where it comes in as a surprise, but it also has a very exquisite campus, as you can see from the cover, and the dining hall is run by a New York chef, which I don't know what could be better than that because that was not how my college's food was prepared. This book reminds me so much of Gossip Girl because in this book there's an app that comes up called Zip Zap. It's basically giving blind items of all these different people around campus, teachers, students, anyone you can think of. There are blind items being released about scandalous things going on in the school. So as the year unfolds, secrets are released and scandals are happening. People are breaking up friendships because of it. There's just a lot going on, so we'll see what unfolds in this book. I think it sounds so fun and very Gossip Girl-esque, and that's why I really want to pick it up this fall. This is going to be our last and final book for our October TBR. Those are all the books I'm going to be adding to my October TBR. I'm so excited. I feel like this stack is almost the perfect October TBR, and I'm so excited about every single book on here. We shall see how I end up liking them. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really want to get back into making TBRs because they're some of my favorite videos to make, and I just have been off the grind of my TBR videos. So let me know if you guys like these, and I of course will make more throughout the year. Let me know what's on your guys' October TBR because I'm interested if we have any of the same books or what books you guys are reading this fall. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.